right. Well, good evening, everybody. This is Al Bala coming at you from Flower Mound, Texas. Now, just wanted to do some housekeeping. Do we see Rosemary in yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, okay.
Hi.
We're
You
hiding.
you look really slim.
Uh,
Wow, I'm impressed. Yes. You look 10 years younger, Al. Proud of you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I feel very, very good. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Do we have anybody here for the first time? Ruby, are you here for the first time, or have I just missed you before?
The other day, the last Saturday, I was staying with you. But
Yes,
now, yes,
estaba con la doctora. Ok,
sí,
exacto. ¿Es en Orlando o dónde?
estoy en Orlando.
Orlando. Muy bien. Ok. Bienvenido a la llamada. Okay, so we are in family right now because these are all associates.
Okay.
And if that's going to be the case, I would like to propose, if everybody's okay with this. Now, if
Um,
if if new people jump in at any point, then we might
Al,
pivot.
excuse me.
Hi, Rita.
There was supposed to be a new person, and I don't know if it's the iPhone there. Is she here? She told me she was gonna come in. So just in case, I don't know who the iPhone. It says iPhone 2. I don't know who that is.
That's me,
Okay.
Olga Angela.
Okay,
There you
alrighty.
go. Oh no, you know what? I was only seeing very, very small part of the group, so I'm sorry. You are right. Well, everybody, we're glad to be here. Thank you for to being part of this Thursday onboarding call. So for all of you, some of you been with us for a while, but those of you that are new, we want to welcome you. So if you are new, just put in the chat and put your name in there. So because I'm sure it's not iPhone 2, it's probably a beautiful name. So just put that in there so we can welcome you, so the team can get to know you and welcome you. So this is our Thursday onboarding call for our 21-day liver reset. And everybody, that if you are doing the liver reset right now, just put some hands up or something. Let us know that you are, yeah, okay. You are doing this liver reset, and from the looks of it, some of you are having some amazing results, and we're really excited about that. And tonight, we have the pleasure of having with us what I would call the co-founder, the co-creator, the engine behind this movement that we have started here at Manatech. I can tell you how excited I am. Just had a conversation with our CEO this afternoon. How much we have now nailed the story down. We call it nutrition with a purpose, or supplementation with a purpose, which is great because we know now we can impact people in a very powerful way. So the young lady that's going to share with us today, her name is Rosemary Mentori. She's married to Eddie Mentori, and the two of them are a power couple that have kind of spurred us on to this direction of considering the liver as literally the gateway to wellness. And I've been in the wellness industry literally for 45 years, and never have I connected those dots in that way. But I am probably the number one fan of this concept. And I will talk to anybody and everybody who's in front of me about not only the benefits of this process, of this system, but going deeper, how we can really help so many people around the world to really identify their gateway to wellness. Folks, 1 out of 3 person in America suffers from what they call a non-alcoholic liver disease. Non-alcoholic liver disease. That means these are not people who have cirrhosis. These are not people that have damaged their liver with alcohol or other things. No, this is people who, normal people, some of them healthy people, some of them skinny people, because this is not just about people who, who have a little extra weight or not. Fatty liver is affecting everybody, and you just wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that you have a condition until you find out. And for some of us, I think what we've decided to do is we're going to be proactive before it happens. And there's nobody better to talk to you about this, to talk to you about what it is, how it works, talk about all the mechanism of this process, the amazing Manatech products that are part of it, and how they play such a critical part in this detoxing process, this liver reset process. So help me welcome our good friend, Bronze Presidential, Rosemary Mentori.
Thank you, Al, for that wonderful introduction. And I feel like I don't really need to say much because for those of you that know Al, like just looking at him and seeing how different he looks, and I mean, he really does look 10 years younger. I can see your chiseled jaw now, Al. I mean, you look amazing. You look amazing. So we know it works, but I want to give you the why behind everything, and really why my husband and I went down the route of the liver. He does look great, right? He looks really good. So my husband in 2018, he lost half of his hair. And I'm going to give you the short version just because I want to show you how powerful it is when you have the right diet, okay, the right meal plan with the right supplementation. Because sometimes we want to do everything just with meals, and nowadays we need supplementation. It's imperative. We need it. It's like people who say, "Oh, I'm just gonna take care of myself with my eating habits." It's not going to happen. Not with the way our food's grown now. Not with, I mean, unless you're growing your own food and your own dirt, killing your own cows, then I can believe it. But if you're not doing that, we definitely need supplementation. But then people say, okay, I'm going to take this supplement, but I'm going to eat like crap. That doesn't work either. Okay, it's a marriage. They work together. A good eating plan along with supplementation. So my husband, for a while, he lost his hair, and we didn't know why. The doctor did notice something, though. All of his levels were low, vitamin D, vitamin B12. He didn't know why. And then the doctor himself.
Rose, you might know this or not, but you are frozen and
Actually said, you know what, Eddie, maybe you should be blocking it. Maybe that's why your body's not steroids for this big. I mean, it was half of his. We floored by was growing, and this was in March, and by January he had a full head of hair, and we were thinking, okay, this is where it's at. The liver. I feel like this is where it starts. People, we start taking care of other things like our digestive system or other systems, but it really starts in liver because once you take care of your filter, your gatekeeper, where everything starts, then your body can absorb everything else so much better. So that's why we came up with this 21-day liver reset. And Lydia, if you can go ahead and share, because I left my laptop in Texas. I'm in El Salvador now. So for a couple of weeks, I'm doing this on my phone, and I don't know how to share it. Thank you. Thank you. You can go ahead to the next page. And you can keep going I'll tell you when to stop. Because I've already talked about this. Yes, the employer. I talked about that. Okay, so let's talk about what products we're going to use. The first one is going to be, I want to talk about the True Health Shake, which is a low carb, high protein. It's very clean. It doesn't have a lot of the preservatives or that other shakes have. I love it because it gives you a feeling of satiety. But because it's not a meal replacement, then that's why we will pair it with either blueberries or strawberries, which I will show you in the guide. But another thing I love about it's got MCT oil, which is really good. I mean, it's going to rev up your metabolism. So this is just, to me, it's the best way to break your fast. It's the best way to start your morning. And that's why we chose our True Health Shake. You can go to the next one. GI Pro Balance, you know, the liver and the gut are like cousins, brother and sister, however you want to call it. So once one is cleansing and resting, it's going to need help from the microbiome. So that's why we have, for those that are not in Manatech, Manatech has one of the top probiotic products in the industry. It has the right bacteria that our gut needs. And Al, if you want to go further, because I know this is like your jam, but to me, it's I've had a lot of. I mean, when I started my career in network marketing, it was with a probiotic. It was all about the gut, and this by far has surpassed all of my expectations. So, if you want to add anything to that, Al, then be
Sure.
my guest.
Well, GI Pro Balance actually is a patented product because it's not just a probiotic, it's not just a prebiotic, it's what they call a symbiotic because it combines the two. The reason you want to combine probiotics with prebiotics is because one uses the other as a food source. So those bacteria to stay alive longer, they need to actually have some kind of food source, and we've combined the two. So in the packet that you get, yes, these are live bacteria that you're about to put in your system, but they're being fed from this combination of probiotics and prebiotics. And these are special strands of bacteria that we determined via clinical studies back in the days. I would go back about 15, 20, 15 years ago, or maybe a little bit more. We realized that when we start talking about glycans later, that we needed the right strand of bacteria to work synergistically with the glycans, so you could get the maximum out of your glycans. So we picked very specific strands of bacteria to be able to complement what the glycans do. So in this program, this is an essential element. I think we've already talked about the connection between the gut and the liver, and I think you guys understand that. But this is where it gets interesting. When the liver starts to release toxin, you want your gut lining to be protected so those toxins don't go back into the system. And this is where these bacteria are perfect for that. They actually help build a protective layer in your GI tract so it won't let those toxins get back into your blood, blood flow.
Wonderful. Thank you, Al. I knew you'd add a gold nugget somewhere in there. You can go to the next product, Lydia. Okay, Amber Toast. This is our star product, and I don't want to get because this does so many things. I could probably sit here and talk an hour about Amber Toast, but this is what makes everything work. This is what helps our cells communicate. This is where Al was talking about when your body. So a lot of times, there's people, because people say, why is this different? A lot of times people go out there trying to do their own detoxes, but they don't use the right tools. They don't use the right supplements. So then the body just reabsorbs it. And all you really did was just a fancy diet. So here, we've thought of everything. Every supplement plays a role. And this is probably the star. Well, first, I would say this is the star and then the GI Pro Balance. But this here is the hero of the liver reset. You go to the next one. True Cleanse. I love this product because not only because of its function, but I love that it keeps, when people want to snack, it's a good little drink that you can have when you're just craving something sweet because it's very tasty. My niece, I had it on the table. She didn't know what it was. She just went and drank out of it. She goes, "Oh, this is yummy. It tastes like watermelon apple or something like that." So if an 11-year-old can say it's yummy, then I think anybody would agree that it's yummy. I do love it because it has celery juice in it, or it has celery and it has milk thistle, which is amazing for the liver. So as the liver is detoxing and as it's resting, then we're giving it support with milk thistle, with celery. So this is a big part of the supporting of a supporting supplement for the liver. You can go to the next one. Last but not least, satiety. This is going to cut out the food noise. It's going to give you a feeling of fullness. I'm looking here and I see a lot of people that are fit. So maybe, you know, I don't see a lot of overeaters here, but you know, there are some people that I've taken through the 21-day reset that say, you know, when I'm anxious, I want to eat. When I'm bored, I want to eat. When I'm stressed, I want to eat. So this is going to help those people. This is going to help the people that just say, you know, I want to have a feeling of fullness. You know, it's kind of like a natural GLP-1, you know, the satiety is, and that's what I love about it is that it gives you just that, the feeling of satiety. All right, you can go to the next one, Lydia. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna rush through this because I know there's gonna be a lot of questions. Okay, because that's where I get the most questions is on the meal plan. Days 1 through 10, you're gonna be eating the same thing because this meal plan is a mono meal plan. Mono meals is, and people ask, why can't we change it up? Because the liver knows exactly, the liver has memory. So every time you eat, the liver knows that you're going to have a certain food. Okay. And maybe, yes, we eat differently every day, but the liver kind of knows when you're going to go on a binge because we as humans have habits. You know, whenever we want to go out and party or whenever we want to go out and, you know, oh, I'm stressed, so I'm going to have fried chicken. I'm gonna have pizza because I need a dopamine rush. So the liver's intelligent in that sense. So what we do with the liver, because the mono meals, is that it's gonna have the same exact thing for the first 10 days. Same exact thing. Okay. So now the liver knows how much what bile it has to prepare, the enzymes. We're really doing this to give the liver a rest. Okay. That's why our ingredients are very simple because we don't want to spend our time digesting. We want to give our digestive system, which in turn is going to give our liver, it's going to give it a rest. Okay. So then upon waking, you're going to have your lemon water. And this is just a presentation. Our guide is much more thorough. Okay. You're going to have your lemon water with a pinch of sea salt. If you can tolerate it, 30 minutes later, you can have 8 to 16 ounces of celery juice. Okay. 30 minutes later, if you're not full, because I have to wait about an hour because just with that I get full. Then you're going to have your True Health shake. You're going to have half a cup of either strawberries or blueberries. And if you want to chew on something, some people say, I want to feel like I'm chewing. You can have your shake and then you can have your berries on the side or strawberries. You can have them on the side and half a cup and you can have it in a little bowl. Okay. Then comes lunch, which is arugula salad. Arugula is just very good for bile production. And if you don't like arugula, try to get it in there. Maybe hide it with spinach, not iceberg lettuce, not romaine lettuce. It's got to be dark green, okay, leafy greens. Then you're going to have half of an avocado. Unless you're underweight, and I have talked to people who are underweight, I tell them they can have a full one with their salad. Okay, onions, olive oil. You can have tomato and onions, olive oil, and lemon as a dressing. You can use lime, so lemon or lime, whichever one of the two that you like, and you can add a little bit of sea salt if you'd like. I did have somebody call me today. They said, I don't like avocados unless it's in guacamole form. So as long as you keep the integrity of the ingredients and this, you can change the form, that's fine. You can go in there, get your avocado, get half of the tomatoes that you're going to use in your salad, chop it up, put some onions in there, put a little bit of sea salt, and then you have a guacamole. Whatever, if you would like to do it that way. So like I said, you can change the form, just not the ingredients. As a snack, we have chia. We have chia seeds. You can have a tablespoon a day, they're really good in omegas. They have protein. They have good fats, and I would say a teaspoon. And you can have it in warm water, cold water, 20 ounces, 8 ounces as a tea. You can even put it in your True Cleanse if you want. Okay, so you can do. I'm seeing questions. I'll answer those in just a second. So yes, you can, however you want to use the chia seeds. It's a snack, so you can use them as you wish. And we have hummus as well with baby carrots. Hummus, I make my own because most hummus that you find at the store, I think I found one that didn't contain tahini and did not have canola oil because no seed oils on this meal plan. No canola, no vegetable oil, no grapeseed oil, sunflower oil. The only oils you can use are avocado, coconut, and olive oil. Okay. I see a question. I believe it said something about kale. Kale, yeah, you can have kale. The only thing about kale, is I would still mix it with the arugula. Kale is a little bit harder to digest. So, that's the only thing. And so I would just I wouldn't just have a kale salad with a tomato. You can sprinkle some kale in there for sure. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Okay. And then in a minute, I do want to hear, I'm seeing people here putting their testimonials, and I do want to hear from you because I love what I'm seeing in the chat. Okay, and then for dinner, you're gonna have our beloved lentils. So this is gonna be a love-hate. Either you love lentils, or you dislike them. So what we did in the guide, to give people an option, the second option would be quinoa with veggies. You can be zucchini, or maybe, tomatoes. You can have quinoa and veggies. But once you choose a meal, you stick with it. Okay, so it's not like I'm gonna have lentils one night, quinoa the other night. No, you're gonna stick to it. I had to put couscous in there, but I really want to take out gluten. And once I started investigating, because for our pilot program, we only did lentils. I didn't give anybody any type of variation or options. Okay, unless they messaged me and they said I'm allergic, so you can't have lentils if you're allergic. But once a mono meal is the same meal. It's the same ingredients, everything. Mono just means the same. Just like when you're in a monogamous relationship, you're with the same person. And this is what this is. It's a monogamous relationship and Al's putting in there so you guys can read what he puts in there. It's actually amazing. Amazing what mono meals can do. And this came from elimination diets. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but a lot of doctors used to do that because people would say, I feel really weird with some of the stuff I eat. So they created elimination diets. And then from elimination diets came the mono foods. And then there's mono meals, which is what we are using. Okay. So like I said, once you choose the lentils, you eat the lentils for 10 days. If you choose the quinoa and veggies, quinoa and veggies. The couscous, like I said, I want to take it out because it has gluten. And I don't want to have gluten. Even if you're not sensitive to gluten, I prefer not to have any gluten in this reset. Okay. Okay. Days 1 through 10. I'm going to open up the mic for questions, or you can put them in the chat. Does anybody have any questions with what I've covered so far? Because 11 through 21 is another conversation. So.
Yeah, I think you saw I put some information there about the mono meal. I mean, there's some really strong rationale around the mono meal. So for those of you who will be answering this question for other people, uh, take those notes. I also put it in the WhatsApp group. And it's pretty powerful what a mono meal represents in this process, especially the first 10 days.
Thank you, Al. Anybody else have questions on days 1 through 10? Questions on lemon, lime? Can we add zucchini to the soup? I would just leave it as is. The soup is actually it's filling. It's got good fiber. Once we start adding more veggies like zucchini, somebody asked me the other day about another, I think it was zucchini or another vegetable. It has a lot of zucchini already has lentils they're high in fiber. So then adding more fiber, you might get uncomfortable at night. So we have the recipes on there. And what you can use is a tad bit of, I think somebody used thyme, and that's okay. You can put some thyme in there. But if you use it, go ahead and do it every day. Don't switch it, and don't inundate it with spices. Okay, you don't want to get the little spice bags, and you don't want that, because once you go 5, 6, 7 spices, then your body's digesting it's processing a lot of different things, and that's what we don't want. Okay. Is that it? No more questions on days 1 through 10? Should we move on? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on then. 11 through 21. It's like the older sister of days 1 through 10. Al's saying, woohoo, but I say it's the older sister because now you get to do more things, all right? We're gonna add animal protein in days 11 through 21. However, your morning is the same. You still wake up, you're gonna have your lemon water, with a pinch of sea salt. 30 minutes later, celery juice if you can tolerate it. Okay. 30 minutes later, the same thing. You're going to have the shake with either strawberries or blueberries. But now for your salad, it's the same salad. However, you can have chicken breast with it. And it's going to be the best tasting chicken breast you've ever tasted, because your taste buds are just going to be so happy. And, I see Al right there. He's cheering, and those days are the best. Those days are the best because it's like you're seeing the light. All right. So then for snack, the same hummus with baby carrots. You can have the chia as well. All right. And as far as how to use the products, the first 7 days, you're going to have True Cleanse for four times a day for 7 days. All right. After day 7, then you're going to go down to 2 a day. If you have 3 because you have a craving, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be okay. But just to give you, I want to give you like how to gauge your True Cleanse sticks. All right. And then for dinner, you're going to have baked salmon or grilled chicken with a baked sweet potato, or with baked sweet potatoes. What I did is that I went to the grocery store and I bought one. And somebody was asking me about ounces. 6 ounces, you can have a grilled chicken. Okay. 6 ounces, and men can have 8. All right. Same with the salmon. Hold on, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the sweet potatoes. You can have the skin. You can eat it with the skin. I bought some that were small, because what you don't want to do is go to the grocery store and buy the big sweet potatoes that we see. You don't want that, because it's gonna be hard digesting at night. Okay, just get a normal size of small sweet potatoes, or get 4. One where you can cut and it'll give you 4 servings, or 4 little sweet potatoes. And that's, and you can add, if you want, a touch of cinnamon, because I know some people want to just savor that. You can add a touch of cinnamon. Okay. Finally, my chicken with, I know you were waiting for that, Olga. I know you were waiting for that chicken or that salmon with sweet potato. And then right now, what I did, if you don't like salmon, if you don't like chicken, then one of the things that we added was shrimp. You can have shrimp. Okay. But like I said, once you marry something, you stick with it. So for lunch, everybody's on the chicken. Yeah, you can air fry the chicken. You can. Absolutely. So for lunch, everybody's on the chicken. If you don't like chicken, then reach out to me and we'll find something else that you can eat. But chicken is usually most people like it or like to eat it. It's usually the seafood where people aren't really a big fan. So and I know Landon was one person. Salmon every day. I was like, you can have chicken too, or shrimp. All right. And then if you're hungry, and this is also true for days 1 through 10, if you're still hungry, you can have a shake at night. No berries. Okay. No strawberries or blueberries. It's just going to be your shake. If you still have cravings. And what some people do is that they make it ice cream. If some people want to have a little dessert after dinner, you can freeze it and make a little bit of ice cream with your shake, or a frappuccino. You put it in the blender with some ice and you have a nice little vanilla frappuccino. Okay. So up to here, do we have any questions?
Is there a difference between chicken breast and chicken thighs or legs?
Somebody asked me either one. Either one.
Okay.
I mean, your breast is going to have more protein. I like breast more, because it's going to have more protein. And well, I love thighs more. Like if I'm not on the cleanse. On the cleanse, I like to have the breasts. But if all you can find are thighs, or if you just get tired, breast or thigh is going to be fine. The thigh is going to just have a little bit more fat. So I would say have a smaller portion. Can you cook chicken on the gas barbecue? Gas barbecue, is that, so there's no coals? Because I know somebody asked me if they can, no charcoal. Yeah, you can do that. Just not the charcoal, because when the fat and I explained this in the chat, when the fat hits the coals, the charcoal, then chemicals are released, and we want to keep any type of chemicals away from our liver. Anybody else before I have people share on here? because I think it's inspiring and people share what's going on, how you're feeling. I think it's inspiring to our fellow detoxers, but also to new people, because the beginning is a little tough, but I feel like a lot of us are past the hump. Yes or no? So any more questions? Because in the chat, we get a lot of questions, or was I just that thorough? No? No questions? Okay, anybody want to share? Because I've gotten so many, I've had some of you message me privately, and your results have been, I'm wowed by them. Anybody want to share?
Well, I'm going to share, but I want
I
to give
would.
somebody before. And
Hi, Al. Can you hear me?
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's Amanda. I got to share. I'll tell you what. Paul and I are starting, tomorrow will be day 10. So tomorrow we get to have our chicken and our fish. But Paul is down 12 pounds. I'm down 4. Paul, I took his blood pressure. He came into the room yesterday and he goes, "Oh, my heart monitor, my blood pressure machine is broken." And I said, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's like, it's just not right. Like that, what it's showing, it's just not right." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, do mine and let's see if it works for me." So he took mine and mine was very reasonable, normal. And so then we took his again. And what's happened is his blood pressure's come down. And he was just beyond shocked and amazed. And so we'll be going to the doctor after this, and he'll be checking with his doctor to see if he can either take less medication or get off it completely. So that is so huge. So thank you,
Wow.
Rosemary. Yeah, I know.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Gives me goosebumps. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened with my father. I took him off his diabetes meds, and he's only on half of for his blood pressure. He's only taking half of a portion. Yeah. So great. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, yes. Anybody else? Al, you were about to share. Didn't that
Yeah.
happen to you too when you were here?
Yeah, actually, I almost started feeling like my blood pressure was going too low because I was still taking my meds. And I've also noticed in the last few days, because I was dealing with a bout of uh irregular heartbeats. You know how your system flutters a little bit, and that was causing me a lot of problems. But I would say in the last 2 weeks, I've had literally no incidents of it. Now, I haven't gotten off the regular meds, but even with meds, I still felt, those flutters. But I don't anymore. But today was my lowest weight again. I mean, it keeps dropping, but congratulations for Paul. I'm down 7 pounds, from the first 11 days, but I had lost 10 pounds from the prior liver reset, but it definitely drops. And when that's not what we're going for, but it's a beautiful serendipity of this process. It certainly keeps you motivated. Every time I think about doing anything else, or I get a craving for something, I have to remind myself I don't want to stop this weight loss streak that I'm on, because it feels good in so many different ways. And so yeah, it's pretty exciting. Today's at day 11, so I just had some chicken, and that was good.
Yes, and I'm seeing here now, I think it was Shirley. Shirley said, yes, that when they started, her husband's blood pressure was 150 over 60, and day 10 was 126 over 56. That's the
Wow,
beautiful thing. And
that's
that's the thing about the
amazing.
habits that we are creating, because after a while, on day 21, I promise you're going to say, okay, now what? Now what I do, because I don't want to, this is so wonderful. I want to keep doing this. And that's why we have a maintenance program as well. So we have another chat just to keep ourselves accountable and maintaining. So thank you so much for sharing all of these wonderful testimonials. And Diane, I saw that you asked about sea salt, and I put the answer in here on why sea salt is why we use a pinch of sea salt in the morning. And I can go deeper into that as far as measurements and how much. It's just such a complex, because for a certain amount of ounces, you have to have a certain amount of salt, but it increases your hydration. Um, so that's the short answer. Al, did
Yeah,
you want to say something?
yeah, Rose, I wanted to say something because I don't know about you guys, but I get bombarded these days on Instagram, on TikTok, and many different places about what people are calling the anti-inflammatory meals, the anti-inflammatory meal program. So I just played with ChatGPT and said, "Hey, what do you think about the liver reset versus this anti-inflammatory meal, thing that's going on?" And it said the 21-day liver reset isn't just a detox, it's an anti-inflammatory nutrition program. By removing inflammatory food and focusing on clean, plant-based meals with Manatech supplementation, participants reduce the hidden fires of inflammation that drives fatigue, weight gain, and aging. That's why so many reports clearer skin, lighter digestion, more energy, and even improved moods within 3 weeks. So there is a craze out there, and I think we are aligning ourselves. So, in terms of and we'll talk about it on Saturday when we do the training, the language we will use when we are talking about this program, let's align it with what people are already very familiar with, which is this anti-inflammatory meal programs that are out there. I'm getting it everywhere now. It's the rage. So we are right in this wave. We can ride it because what we're doing is exactly that, but better because we have the glycans and we have,
Right.
the right supplementation along with the right meal program. So I thought I'd share that with you guys because I'm pretty excited about that. I can see where our language can definitely adapt to be more in line with what everybody is raving about already.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Al. And that's the end of the overview or the onboarding. And this is mostly open for any questions, comments. But on my end, I'm done. So I don't know if anybody else has any more questions. Um, Exciting. Yes, it is exciting. I can't wait for you to start either.
The
And
farmers market was really happy to see how much I love to spend money on their arugula, and it was so good, and their tomatoes. Um, and I'm really benefiting from the program at this level, and I want to do it more fully. Now, I'm sure you've had to address people who are like, "Oh, I can't." I mean, not so much as affordability, but just trying to stay with the program. Like, oh my goodness, for me to cut out coffee was huge, and yeah, so
Yes.
I cheated with some tea. Well, what would you recommend for a restart?
as far as tea, well, you can have tea as long as they're decaf.
Yeah, so
Decaffeinated.
I've had caffeine, green tea.
And is that the only thing that you've done that you cheated?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
it
ba-
was.
it was a baby cheat. Doesn't count. We'll just close our eyes and we just keep we you can just continue. I think you're
So I
gonna be
love that.
fine. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And I don't know if I think, yeah, I do have that in the guide too. You can have chamomile, you can have like there's all of these kinds of teas that you can have and then just trick yourself, like you're having coffee. That's what I do. In the morning I trick myself and I have the True Cleanse and I pretend that's my tea and or I'm sorry, I pretend that's my coffee. But I'm sure you're going to I'm sure a lot of you can say that you're having natural energy. Coffee is a big one. Coffee is probably the biggest pushback, the hardest. I mean, my family, we're Colombians. We have coffee several times a day, espressos, and they were able to do it. But what helps a lot is the accountability group, the chat. It helps us a lot because even when you're craving that, if you have that craving, say, I really want to have coffee, guys, help me out. Everybody's going to cheer you on, and everybody's going to give you some support.
Do you recommend that we start our own accountability with different people? Or is there an accountability chat Manatech is sponsoring?
I think Manatech, maybe Al can probably answer this better than I
Yeah,
can.
this is perfect. I mean, we had a conversation before this meeting, and Shane was going to set up the ball for me to hit a home run. So thank you for that, Shane. But yes, the idea is create an accountability team. Those are the three people that are going to join you in this program. What you really want to do, remember, you plus three is free. I just talked to a person today, this afternoon, just sold another pack personally to a person, a good friend of mine, who is not in bad shape or anything like that. But, she was asking me, what was going on. And I told her, and she goes, I can tell that you are really excited about this. And then she wanted more information. And eventually it's like, hey, why don't we just do this together? Because she realized that even though she's skinny, it doesn't mean you cannot be having a liver issue if you even if you're skinny. She had other issues, and she was like, okay, I'm in. Two things. You said something about the price. Guys, remember we have Sezzle. Sezzle breaks down the cost of the pack in three, I think. You can do
Four,
three payments, four payments.
four
So
payments.
so so it ends up being less than $100,
Mm-hmm.
right? Per month, which is excellent. I mean, perfect. But if you add to that the fact that you plus three is free, why don't we show people one how to spend only $100 a month, but literally in month one, show them how they can actually, by referring people, by creating their posse, by bringing their besties, right together, the people are going to hold you accountable. Why don't they join you? Right? So that's a perfect thing. Yes, we have accountability here, but create your own accountability team and make that your three, part of your three, and then teach them how to do the same, right? And teach them how to do the same. And all of a sudden, guys, we're growing our business. Now, I know this call is for the product, but I cannot not tell you that what Manatech just launched with this program. Now, if you're a customer, amazing. You're getting 22% discount on a $512 package for only $399. That's pretty amazing. On top of that, they've thrown $100 of product credits that you can use to literally invest into your maintenance plan or any other products you want to use with Manitech. But this would be a perfect segue into your maintenance plan. So now your maintenance plan would only cost you half the first month. How's that? Right? And then they gave us this amazing first order FOB bonus, program, 30%, 35, 40, 45, 50%. Unheard of in the industry. Guys, we are leading everybody in our industry or anywhere else in terms of rewards back for those people who are promoting this. And why is the company investing in this? Because we will become the liver company. Guys, can you see where we're going? Can you feel this tectonic shift that's going on? Nutrition with a purpose, right? This is why you want to be on glycans for the rest of your life. Because what we know now, glycans ultimate for the detox process. Ultimate thing to recognize toxin and get rid of it. To bind toxin and heavy metals and get rid of it. It lines your GI tract, because what's the best prebiotic probiotic in the world? Ambritos. You combine that with GI Probalance, guys, we are protecting our gut during this very intensive process of getting rid of years of plastic and perfumes and gasoline and all the junk that comes in the food, in the air, in the water. That's all getting stored in your liver, gunking it up so that it can't literally help you anymore. We are living in toxic bodies. if you're sluggish, if you're brain fogged, if you are waking up with ankles swollen, if you are retaining water, if you cannot lose weight, if you got your hormones all over the place, there's a good chance your liver needs help. There's a good chance your liver needs help. 1 out of 3 adults in America have a problem. That's 100 million people almost. And we got a great solution. Folks, I don't know why you're not jumping up and down right now. I don't see you smiling, unless it's a stationary picture with a smile. Guys, you gotta be excited. We're finally getting a groove. And then what Shane was just talking about, if we can build that within this process of building a team, building an accountability team. We're not talking about recruiting. We're talking about building an accountability team. Teach them to do the same. And before you know it, 3 who gets 3, who gets 3, who gets 3, you are a presidential. Hello?
And Al, I want to add something because Eddie and I have been on this liver journey for a while. But the game changer for me was the glycans, the Manitech products. Let me tell you, when I got my results from the doctor, she said, "Wow." She goes, "These are the best numbers I've seen in 3 years from you on your profile." So to me, that says a lot. I mean, I can talk about this all day long, but the proof is in the pudding. I was like, "Wow," and I said, "Well," and I told her it has to be the products I'm taking. It has to be because I haven't changed anything. So that's some of the things because I do get a lot of people, and I know Diane had written on there that there's people that say, my naturopath gives me this, and it's great. You can, if you have if people have diets that they're absolutely married to, it's fine. But I would say add glycans. Like you would be silly not to, because this is what's going to get all that gunk out. So I wanted to share that on my part.
And I want to go back to Shane. Shane, if you paint cars, I don't care what filter you're wearing around your mouth, it is not going to stop the microparticles. And guess where they're going? In your liver. So, I'm not saying this to over dramatize. I am telling you, if you're involved with painting cars, you want a liver detox every 6 months. And if you're not sure, Google it, or if not, chat GPT it, and you're gonna find out that there's a big thing to learn from that. So I'm glad you're doing this.
May I say something? Am I coming through?
Yes, you're great. Yes, Lillian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Honestly, I wake up thinking about liver now. It's the first thing that comes to mind. And I also feel like the world really needs this because as you know, we think we're relatively healthy, but I was telling a friend today, just the mere fact that I'm the age I am now, I need it, because the more years and the more decades go by, the more exposure you've had. And I've never done a liver detox. I thought they were a little too radical for me because it just seemed like they were mostly liquid based and a little too severe for some folks. But this is brilliant. This is actually brilliant. So we have the world, needing what we have, and it is such a opportunity to step up and really help people with their internal health. And I really think it belongs in every single doctor's office at this point.
Thank you, Lillian. You're absolutely right. You guys want to hear this? Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in the US. What is it? When fat builds up in your liver due to alcohol use and other things. Prevalence, 1 in 3 adults, 80 to 100 million people have NSFLD. It's the most common chronic liver disease in the country, rising even in children and teens because of obesity and processed food diets. So I'm going to put some of the stats on our Facebook chat. Who in here is not on our Facebook? I mean, not Facebook, but in our WhatsApp chat. Who in here is not? Is there anybody who's not?
Al, remember we have 2 different chats.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one for the product, right?
There's a
Because
support chat and then there's a wellness advocate chat.
yeah, the
wellness-
wellness chat is what we want, right?
Well,
Not the
no,
advocate chat, the wellness chat.
well, I know, I think everybody should be on the liver reset chat.
Okay, there you
Like the
go.
support chat.
Right.
The
So
wellness advocate chat is more for marketing materials, and to help you out, give you resources. And if you have any questions, if you're getting pushback, you can, you can ask it in that chat.
yeah,
It's more of a marketing chat.
get your phone out. Can you see my page?
Yes.
If you're not in the chats yet, go ahead and get your phone out, get on a chat, because we're going to be loading it up with a lot of information. I love the interaction. I love the questions. And we're building a wonderful FAQ out of all these questions so that eventually we will be able to present every new person with all the answers to everything that could possibly be asked. I am always impressed by the level of intricacies in your questions. I think we're getting all the questions that has ever been asked in the history of the world about liver in this chat. So we're going to build a really good FAQ, frequently asked questions, and we'll be able to help new people when they come in to get through the learning curve a lot faster. So if you're not in the chat, just go ahead and get your phone out, get in there. Lots of support, and I appreciate what Rose is doing and Johanna and everybody else, because they're getting in there so quick. They're answering the questions, and Lydia and Mary Jo and everybody's involved. And this was always the dream, that we could create this community that actually could validate the things we do. And you guys are those early adopters that are making this happen. So we're very excited about it, and we thank you very much about it. And I see a lot of you are starting to add people, which is great, because I just added a person myself in this chat today because I wanted her to see everything, that's going on, because that's impressive. It's impressive. Okay, do we have any more questions? Or are we ready to just send a lot of hearts to Rosemary Mentori for a great job today? And I'll turn it over to Lydia. You probably have some announcements for this weekend. Lydia?
Yes. I am back. Don't forget Saturday morning, we have our Super Saturday training. You'll be getting a text tomorrow. I already put invites in the Facebook group. Invite your team. You're going to hear from Beta. You're going to hear from Al. You're going to hear from Richard. Eddie and Ross Marie are going to give us some social media tips. We're going to show you all the tools we have. We did re-record Mary Jo from Tuesday night, and that link should be in ManaGo for you to use to share. It's a 16-minute video talking about the 21-day liver reset. So be there or be square, as they said in the past.
Lydia, I have
Yes.
a question. This is Mary. I'm wondering if the new customers are getting a guidebook in their bundle purchase.
No, you make sure you email it to them
Okay,
and get them into the WhatsApp group.
right. I understand about the
Yeah.
WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
It seems as though there was initial talk that there was going to be like a special box for them, and
There is,
you
and
know.
I believe that's not coming till the middle of October. That was on the call the other day.
Yeah, the digital version is, by the way, it's beautiful. I don't know if you've seen the new digital version. I bet you it's in the back office. And if Lydia, can we get it out from the back office and put the company did
Of
a
the guidebook? Of the
the
guidebook?
guidebook, the digital guide.
Okay,
I mean, the company did a great job. And guys, I would say, especially for those of you who are leaders, take that guidebook as it is right now, digitally, go to Office Depot, have it, printed and bound in a nice book. And if I was you, make some books. For now, it's a small investment to put in the hands of people until the company has finally the booklet. It's gonna look beautiful. I mean, I am really impressed, right? Rose, are you impressed? That they did a nice job with that booklet, didn't they?
They did. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like the one you guys have already created, but they did a good job just putting it all together.
They just put the like the True Health colors, but yeah,
Yeah.
it basically is the one that we already have. It's the one that I created,
Right.
but they just
Okay.
made it, they branded it along with the True
I
Health, which I looks amazing. I love
Looks
it.
amazing. Looks amazing. Okay, excellent. Guys, we are on to something. I don't know where this journey is going to take us, but I have a feeling it's going to take us to wonderful places. Aren't you excited?
Yes.
I'm excited. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you Saturday. Be there or be square, 10 o'clock. Get as many people as you can there. We will be coming to you with some strong language to help you sell it to yourself first. And then how do you get other people engaged with it? How you build your team of three. And then we're gonna talk about how do you go three, who gets three, who gets three, who gets three, and go presidential. Presidential is in our sights, right? Hello. All right. Have a great, wonderful night. It was good to have you all here. Thank you, Rose. Great job as usual. And Lydia, thanks
Thanks,
for
everyone.
organizing everything and making sure that these things are happening. We really appreciate it. We do have the new videos in Manago, so go in there. Let's share it. It's 16 minutes. Awesome. I think Mary Jo just hit it out of the park. So it's awesome. All right. See you Saturday. Thank you. Bye bye.